A lot of Knicks fans are disappointed once again at James Dolan because Dolan said that he's not taking the team to the second apron. I think we need to cut James Dolan some slack. If we had this conversation 5, 10 years ago, you'd be like, are you crazy? This guy needs to sell the team. Do you remember that? But to his credit, right? So in the beginning, when he took control during the Stephon Marbury era, installing Isaiah Thomas, that was a disaster. He thought he was playing NBA 2K, maybe. I don't know. And then, to his credit, he gets Mike D'Antoni and Donnie Walsh. And they had this plan, clear the cap and get superstars. Which, by the way, I'm not going to get into because it's a different conversation, but that was a very toxic plan. But that said, fine, they had that plan. The plan was going pretty well. They had a strategy. And no, James Dolan had to put his nose in everybody's business and forced this Carmelo Anthony trade, which devastated our assets and our team, and ultimately it led to the team's demise, Carmelo not being too successful. Then, again, to James Dolan's credit, he brings in Phil Jackson, championship coach, 11-time champion, 2-time Knick player champion, although he was a role player. Great. But then things just went south, and the triangle offense, not necessarily outdated, but if you, the Zen master, are not going to coach the Knicks yourself, then there's nothing to talk about. So that failed. And then I think what Phil Jackson wanted to do was trade Porzingis for the third pick, which could have been Jason Tatum for us. And I don't know how serious those talks were, but I think they just fired him before anything could be done. And that was a mistake because, Porzingis was ultimately traded anyway. So finally, after all that devastation, James Dolan hired Leon Rose, and he took a step back, and the rest is history. But here's the thing with the second apron. The team really is restricted with what you can do financially with your picks. So although you want to run it back, and I completely respect that, that might not be the best move. I don't even know why James Dolan had to announce this, though. Perhaps if we didn't keep Mitchell Robinson, he would be, he'd look like an ass, so he had to say something. Hopefully he's not getting too comfortable again just because we got the championship. But yeah, I mean, despite his terrible history, he finally got it right. And I actually understand why the second apron would be a devastating thing for the Knicks to get into. So hopefully we'll have all the right moves. I think we need Mitchell Robinson, and we definitely need Jose Alvarado. I think Landry Shamet is replaceable. He's great. He was big for us, but I think he's replaceable. But I think the two core pieces we need to keep are Jose Alvarado and Mitchell Robinson. And if not Mitchell Robinson, we have to replace him big time because he was fantastic for us.